Hi, I'm Nicole, and this is the third episode in my Garden to Table series. Today we're heading to the backyard to harvest some onions to make delicious onion soup. Here we go. First, we're going to harvest some red onions for our soup. You can harvest onions at any time during their life cycle. You can see these are quite mature and their tops have died back completely. We're going to take about 8 medium to large size onions here. Then we're going to clean them up and slice off the ends, eliminating the extra skins, and slice them up. Onions are another one of those cool weather crops. They really don't mind the cold, which makes them an excellent choice for growing inside a hoop house during the shoulder seasons. You want to keep all your kitchen scraps because that's free fertility for your garden. I collect them in a stainless steel container and then I compost them. So here's our onions sliced up and ready to go. You don't need to cut them real small because they're going to cook down a lot, you'll see. This is a pretty loose recipe. You don't have to be too specific with your ingredients. I've added a couple tablespoons of butter to some heat in a pot. Now I'm throwing in the onions. We're going to let them cook down a little bit. So I'm adding a pinch of salt for flavor, and then we're going to start cooking these babies down. The basis for your flavor in this recipe is the caramelization of the onions. Caramelization is when you oxidize the sugars in an ingredient to bring out the flavors. A lot of people don't think of onions as having sugar in them, but they do. And when you apply heat to those onions, you can see they start to turn brown. And this is the oxidation of the sugars happening. The onions also reduce significantly in size. You don't want to get rid of all those brown bits on the bottom of the pan. That's your flavor. Here I'm adding some bone broth that I've made. You can see it's gelatinous in nature. It's not like the stock that you can buy in the store. This is homemade with pasture-raised chicken bones and beef bones. By deglazing the bottom of the pot with the bone broth I just added, I'm going to ensure that all of the flavor gets incorporated into the soup and nothing burns. Now I can go ahead and add more broth, which will give us the substance of the soup. Once the broth is added, I'm going to toss in some parsley from the garden and a bay leaf as well. Then we're going to let all those ingredients simmer and boil for a while so all those flavors incorporate. This is on time lapse, so it was probably about 20 or 30 minutes that I let it cook for. Once we're done simmering, I'm going to take out the parsley and the bay leaf. They've done all they can do. So now I'm going to take a taste and see how we're doing flavor-wise. Looks like we need a little bit more salt. Now you want to scoop your soup into an oven-proof bowl. If you have something ceramic or porcelain, that'll work. What I have is stainless steel, that's fine too. Now we get to the extra fun part of this recipe. We put some crusty bread on top for the crouton, and you can fiddle it in there however you can manage. You can see I put little bits in to fill in the empty parts. And then you're going to need some cheese to go on top. You want something that melts really well. I like the combination of Gruyere and Swiss cheeses, but this part's up to you. Oh, and please don't skimp on the cheese, especially if you're having people over for dinner. This is the bubbly, beautiful part of your soup. I'm looking for that caramelization on top of the melted cheese. I can see some of it, but it looks like I probably should have left it in there 1 or 2 more minutes. Nevertheless, this looks delicious. And now I'm going to enjoy. Why don't you get yourself some onions and make some soup? Thanks for watching. See you next time.